was just trying to see. I mean, I don't know. They said stream and which way or which way. So I'm gonna try this way. Let's see how it pans out. You see, yes, glorious single, the most glorious single ever uh, for horrorcore. Or I wouldn't call it that at the time. It was something different. Because respect to my guys, the Flatliners, they created the term horrorcore. I am a little bit beyond before that, so and I didn't call it horrorcore. I would never coin their term. But I always so I will hashtag horrorcore mainly because of them and everybody else who really knows and celebrates that. But today is not about that. And no disrespect to anybody. Today is about I don't have these guys as at magazines and blogs and vlogs and say, let me interview you and talk about, you know, 30 years of still being in the game and your first album, Grim Reality. Big shouts. Big shouts. I don't know if anybody in, not yet. Maybe I got one person. And I don't know, should I flip it the other way? Let me see. If I do it this way, they say rotate device. It's like, okay, that's telling me to rotate the device. And I like this way because you can see the arm behind me like that. But okay, let's do it. See, because I can't see who's tapped in. I'm just gonna keep checking. I see people, a few in. So I'm just gonna, keep it real thorough. Once again, let's get to it. My name is Insane Poetry. Um, First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's been following me for 30 years, 30 plus, big time, no matter what. Um, for those who just got on a while ago, what's up? What's up, E Rock? Creeper in the building. You already know what it is. P Creeper, bro. P Creepy. Hey, P, you always really held, you always fuck with me from day one out here in the 303. So that's big shouts to you for sure, for sure. I want to get some more people in the building, before I go really into it. I mean, but I can. Um, Talk about it. This is the 30th anniversary year of Grim Reality, man. How you gonna reason with a cycle? The first single in 1992 cracked off. Nasty Mix was a scenario in it, but it was derived in the base, in the garage of my homeboy. Salute to DJ Streak, my guy Henry Martinez. He was one of the integral parts of how I was able to have room to create. And whatever I had here, I was able to put into I had a space, and he allowed me a space. Plus, we were just all synchronized in a different way, man. So big shout outs to DJ Streak, the Crossfade Beast, who's an integral part of the first album of Grim Reality. Big shout out to my man MD. I already knew this was gonna happen. People, all the other stuff that comes in my notifications is gonna crack off, but I don't really care about that right now. Big shouts, Faith and Chaos, yes sir. Oh shit, okay, yeah, Mississippi. Oh, I gotta get up out of here. Oh, there we go. Actions. There we go. Let's talk. I'm here to chop it up. So if you're here to talk, I'm here to tell you how it all began. And like I said, this is the 30th anniversary. Yo, this is the craziest shit for me to be able to be doing it the way I'm doing it right now and still be able to do it right now. So it's like, um, I want to give a shout out to, first of all, the original members of Insane Poetry, DJ Streak, the Crossfade Beast, and MD, the Lyrical Pimp. It's so funny for me to say that right now. is because we were young and we took our monikers kind of seriously. And before I even go into even more depth, I want to give a shout out to rest in peace. Shout out to my brother General Jeff. I want to say that in the in the camera. General Jeff is the reason why I have the name Insane Poetry. General Jeff was a member of a group called Ronio and Joe Cooley on the West Coast in Southern California. You know, I could go way more into it and all that, but I will on my special, my episodes called How I Met, how I met such and such person. And I give you my stories. They funny as fuck. Some of them is like, when I get into it, you're like, oh shit. And then some of them is kind of like active type shit too. So I'm, just giving you how I met certain people in this game, and the game taught me a lot. And it's like, and I'm gonna give you guys some game on this shit. It's like I think I'm gonna do some every other day or something like that while I'm working on multiple projects here. Man, yeah, Woo Massacre for real. Big shout out, hey man, big shout out, man, my bro. Well, rest in peace, my man, General Jeff, bro, and integral part of Radio and Joe Cooley. You know what I'm saying? Um, Big shout out to my boy Rodney. And shout out to my man Joe Cooley. Rest in peace to my bro General Jeff. Hey, I'm a fan. Those are my guys, but I'm a fan, bro, straight up. But anyway, I have to shout out Joe Cooley because Joe Cooley actually had two producers credits on the first album, Grim Reality. A lot of people don't really know that Joe Cooley had two joints on there. If Rhymes Could Kill, and I can't think of the other one right now because I'm just on the spot. Um, oh shit, what did you say, homie? I'll get back to that later. Anyway, big shout out to Joe Cooley. He really helped me get the record to what I was trying to get it to, and it was so organic how it happened. So, like I said, truth be told, General Jeff, who was Southern California, deep into the music. Everything was going on with the Radio Joe Cooley, Egyptian Lover. Big shout out to the Egyptian Lover back then. And everything is, he heard me rapping, just heard my style. He was just like, bro, you do insane poetry. Because I had many different names back then. I was Drew Rock. I was I was a DJ at one point called Arabian Night, but that's a whole nother fucking that's something totally a whole nother different topic to talk about later. But as insane poetry, it was like I would always have bars like 24, 48 bars, just me just giving it up. But they were always dark, and very demented raps. So General Jeff, he said, bro, because I think I was calling myself Drew Rock Ski at one time because I was into graffiti art too. Uh, big shots, big shots to my boy Hex. My other homie who was a graffiti artist. You know, he was an integral part of all of this. So it's crazy. How I even got to these even point is I was in a group prior to me forming the insane poetry thing, but it really the name was there was no as far as the name, and this is what it is. The name was derived from General Jeff. Facts, big facts. General Jeff. He was a part of Rodney and Joe Cooley back on the West Coast. They were huge in the you had to go check. If you wasn't from the West Coast, you didn't know, or you wasn't in the South because Roddy was doing and moving and shaking. I mean, like for real. I mean, We were connected through Vanilla Ice, through Roddy, Vanilla Ice's favorite group. He said at one time was Rodney O and Joe Cooley. Rodney O masterminded all of that shit, but I will talk about that in a whole nother different thing. But I just want to give y'all a little bit of pieces to the puzzle so you know how insane poetry got to get to where it got to. Am I still making music? Of course I am, bro. Is Google search me, bros. I got an album coming out here in probably I would say you know what? I'm almost done with the recording process of it because I know the business end of the scenario with dropping albums. It just we're gonna drop it when it's the time to drop it, but at the same time I'm still working. So I'm like I'm not just working on one. I'm like this is to the next side. I'm like got some other shit cracking off, yo. It's like for real. I'm trying to get some real artists on my shit and some real artists is fucking with what I'm doing. So I'm like, I'm not, it's like I'm trying to bring some different things for my new album, Violent Art. I got that. But what I'm doing here for the new stuff, new stuff. That's the new. We'll talk about that on another. This is the 30th anniversary. I gotta salute the people that was involved with that record, because if you really think about it, that was the one of the first records ever done in that format. The grim side, the reality side. It wasn't a lot of people who, at that time, I hadn't heard anybody. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't heard anybody do anything of that kind of level of sequences. But it was just an idea that I did. I'm not saying I'm the horrorcore master. Fuck no, I ain't saying nothing like that. Because there was the X-Raiders, the Lynch Hungs, the Gangster Nips, and the Ghetto Boys, and something. They had their own vision of how to. I hadn't only heard pretty much of really the Ghetto Boys at certain stages. It wasn't like I heard their original shit. Like they ain't heard my original shit. Nigga, I was on my shit, bro. Big shouts out to a real dude that I went to high school with, man. His name was Shane Madman Williams, bro. Fuck. He was the nigga that I heard come out with all that dark shit and always saluting on everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is or not. But just getting back to it's just grim reality. It's just it's a milestone moment in one's career. First of all, I've lived long enough to see this shit happen. So that's first of all. You're doing music and you live long enough. Shit, I could be up out of here tomorrow. It doesn't matter. But what I am doing is I want to let y'all fucking know I come to get my own flowers. I don't have to have y'all give it to me. Fuck the dumb shit. It really ain't about that. It's about I already know where I'm at with my shit. You just listen to my look, bro. Let's look, bro. This and we will get to it, man. But man, grim reality was crazy. It's like, okay, first of all, um, okay, this is before I really got with Rodney O and Joe Cooley when I started crafting this album. When I really got with him, at the time, I was already crafting a record in DJ Streak's garage, you know, and so me, Streak, MD. MD is from Chicago, North Chicago, Waukegan area, Waukegan, North Chicago. They hand in hand. Um, that's where he's from. Um, I actually met him at Disneyland. Straight the fuck up. I met him at Disneyland when I actually had a battle rap against one of our one of their partners. Okay, they were from Chicago. My guy named Shakespeare, if you know my history, I was rapping with a dude by the name of Shakespeare, not Shakespeare from NWA or the pre NWA, not that Shakespeare. My dude named Shakespeare. Um, he was from Chicago. He used to look like what people say EDM dancers. He called it house. He wore a flat top and all this weird shit. But he sounded like LL Cool J if you ever battle rapped him. He was like, his shit was strong as fuck. That was my guy right there. So we end up battling against each other. We got the same kind of vocal structure, So, and I wasn't backing down, and neither was he. I just looked at him weird, like I was from khakis and and Kroger sack, and he was housed out, and that's what fucked me up. It was like what his vocals was coming out. He was like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "This dude is without a mic, and he sounded like an animal, but looked like Kid and Play." It was just a dark ass Kid and Play. But I was like, "Whoa, man, it was crazy." So me and him hooked up, but MD was with him. So me and Shakespeare did a couple of records together, a whole bunch of records together. Did a whole, had a whole bunch of vibe. But as when you do music, shit changes. People go in different directions, and there's no love. He's a good man, and he's always been a good person. So I I ventured with I'm just went from a different thing. I was always on a different that page. He was on that page, and he dope as fuck till this day, still a fire ass artist and a person, just not even just music, person. But what created insane poetry, truth be told, is that separation. It was like I was pulled in a direction on what was filtering through the streams and frequencies I was the fucking. So you know what I'm saying? On real talk. So we go like that. He go his way, I go my way. He goes develop a different thing with a producer that I end up working with later, which was a friend of ours. Big shout out to M Boogie. That's a whole nother. We will get to that to another level, but it was straight up on a grim reality, man. It's like crazy. I started working on that record. Hmm. Like I said, it took about a year to complete the whole album before I really understood what was really the fuck going on. It was I'm doing it out of my man's garage, and this is all ideas that I had. I never had a sequence to any of these ideas, and like I would say, about 30% of the album was done in the garage, just the ideas of it. And I did How You Gonna Reason with a Psycho, and what created How You Gonna Reason with a Psycho was I heard the Humpty Hump loop, and it was the Mama Said Knock You Out shit, and from LL Cool J, and it was just like I looped that shit, put the little screeches in, Halloween screeches. What's up, Bad Mind? What up? OG, congrats on the anniversary, yo, for sure. Violent Art Part Two, what up? Yes, sir. Violent Art Two. Hey, big shout out to my man, Bad Mind. Bad Mind has worked on multiple production for me and Scum for the Triple MFD record. So be sure to go check my bro out, man. Word up. What's up, Christy Chambers? Halo. You know what it is, like that. So getting back to what I'm getting to for the viewers, because the viewers are gonna watch it. If you're gonna chime in, say you know what it is. Um, but for the viewers, insane poetry was derived and had been I had been going through a lot of things to get it to where it was just people would see what it was, see how to even do it. It was like for real though. 30% of the record, like I said, was done in DJ Streak's garage, but it was just ideas mostly. It's like, but it's when I got to How You Gonna Reason with a Psycho is when I got to to do it. I was staying with Rodney and Joe Cooley at the time. Joe had a MPC, or was it SP 1200? No, SP 1200. SP 1200. SP 1200, because that's the only reason why I would have known how to use it. He had an SP motherfucking 1200. Um, and I went in there and I chopped up the Digital Underground. Was it Digital Underground's version of it? Yeah, it was Digital Underground's version of it because I know LL jacked that shit too. So bam, and that's a whole nother thing. How I met Sean G. Yeah, that's crazy as fuck. But anyway, uh, I bust it down, bust the sample down, chop it up in Joe's room. We was living in Encino, California, out in the valley. I was living with the niggas, and it was like Joe. I had access. It was right there, and it was just the idea came. It was like I saw uh, the what was that? It was the Killeen, Texas shit that happened when the nigga went into the restaurant and blew everybody down after, and he worked there at the time. It was like it was just shit was on. It was on Oprah, the whole shit when Oprah was lit. It was like that. So he blow everybody down, and I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, how you gonna reason with a cycle? That's how it came to me on real ass time. So I put the beat together, looped the shit, bam bam, put the little shit in there, and it was like it was just natural. That shit just rung together, bro. Like for real, for real. Um, so what up, rah rah? All right, Seco Live, what up, bro? So anyway, um, getting back to it, as I chop it up and I put it together, I'm like, this is that shit. So I end up being able to drop that shit. I would rap it for Rodney O and Joe Cooley. It was like Rodney had his own room, Joe had his own room, woo woo, and I'd rap that shit. And it was like, man, goddamn, bro. And I had already been on a single of theirs called Get Ready to Roll. You can look that shit up. Look up Rodney O and Joe Cooley, Get Ready to Roll, featuring Insane Poetry. I'm on that motherfucker, bro. Like, real talk, so, and you'll see it, and you look at the views. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing like I'm playing with it. And I'm not playing with it at all. Just look at the views. So, um, that record led me to get to the doing the How You Gonna Reason with a Cycle, because clearly once I dropped Get Ready to Roll in my verse on that, I mean, I'm gonna go into detail with that when I tell you how I met Rodney O and how we got to Get Ready to Roll and all that. But I'm the short version, the short key version of this shit is I got to get on a song that I was writing a verse for General Jeff, and Rodney heard it and he was like, man, you should jump on the joint. So I jumped on the joint, but I said I need to write my own shit. So I wrote my own shit. And and that shit did well. It was a record that did went, big on it was underground, but it was like underground through a video station called a Box, bro. Like we was at a summer jam in Mountain View, California, and the dudes from Boys to Men was like, I know who you are, bro. And I'm like, me, nigga, I'm nobody. You're like, no, we know you from that record. Get Ready to Roll. It was on fucking the Box everywhere. Philly niggas, Boys to Men, these niggas, Wanye and the Slim nigga. I don't remember his name, but I just remember because MD was with me. We was like tripping because we were like saying it was Bell Bill DeVoe down the way. You got Snap. You got all kind of weird. In that era, it was crazy how shit was popping with all these different type of things. MC Hammer was out here, Mariah Carey. She was well dressed to her neck, no showing the cleavage, nothing. She wasn't doing none of that shit. But that was the era when I was doing this record. So, to keep it a buck sandwich is like, um, truth be told, I really appreciate a lot of angles that were created how I got to the 30-year anniversary of this shit. So it's like, man, it's crazy. So, that allowed me, in those scenarios to be able to say, hey, I can come to Rodney and say, I got this song that really never fit. It was like the the Get Ready to Roll verse was kind of a small teaspoon of what I was really trying to come with. So, yes, thank you. Congratulations. I appreciate that, rah rah, on real shit. But, it was a small teaspoon like giving a baby a little something, something. So I did that. And by doing that, it allowed me to come at him with, after I chopped and cut up in Joe's room, how you gonna reason recycle? And I did the words and all that shit. And he was like, man, this shit is crazy. So I ended up going to the same studio where Ice Cube was recording right next to us, right next to us. His second album with the Bomb Squad. I forgot the name of. I'm so mad at myself right now. Oh my god, it's one of my favorite albums. I just can't think of it right now because I'm on my shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ice Cube, bro. You're a legendary motherfucker, bro. Hey, forgive me. But anyway, um, yeah, he was right next door, and him and Sir Jinx, they was fucking with each other. Roddy was, it was when everybody was doing their thing. Um, just Rodney was like, you know, bro, let's do your shit. And I was like, cool, cool. I didn't have, because we were in there on some Rodney project. And I'm like, we drop it, we put it, we lay it down and shit like that, man. And it was like it was in Paramount Studios. And if you know anything about LA shit, where Paramount Studios is. You know what I'm saying? It's down, in LA, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere near Sunset, cool around that area. But not the coolest part to be, recording. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. But I was there. We was there. We had a spot. Ice Cube's fucking studio was next to us. He had the bigger room. I think it was a B or C room or whatever the fuck it was. But it was like they would come in our session. We would go in a session. Sir Jinx was in that section, and it was crazy. And I think it was Death Certificate. That was the album. That was the Death Certificate album. That's what it was. It was like because bro, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. And so they got to hear what I was doing. I got to hear what they was doing and shit like that, man. And it was beautiful until things changed. And it's like, no, and it's no hate, bro. It's like when you're young, you just don't understand people's intentions and shit like that. In the music game, everybody snakes, so it's just what it is. I'm just trying to keep it a super thorough buck. It's like, I don't really try to get too far dug up into that because the original that time and era is so pivotal, man. It's so crazy to be able to be in that pivotal time and era to do what I did and do what my bros did. Shout out, like I said, shout out to DJ Street, shout out to MD. But Grim Reality was such a different animal. I don't think I think um, just my writing. I remember I was in San Marin, California, at a donut store. I was going to visit my homegirl Shirley up there. Cause I had love in the Bay, straight up through Rodney and them. Cause I would do shows with them, and it was like at first I was like they little hype man, like some doing a little Tupac dance and shit, whoop de whoop. But the moment that they gave me the biscuit, bro, you know, you know what I'm saying? No biscuit, no risk it. I had to go all the way in, and Rodney saw that, and he was like, he could have been a hater, bro. He could have been like, oh fuck that, I ain't putting this nigga, but I added to the show, and so it's like you can't deny. He couldn't deny that shit, and so they brought me along, bro. I mean, it was like I owe a lot to this dude, Rodney. Yo, I'm not gonna even shit on dude at all, ever, bro. I know we've had different things, and same, I love my man Joe too, bro. It's like, all salute to them, bro. I'm a fan of them niggas, bro. Facts. So, because insane poetry, and they would General Jeff was with them. There's no insane poetry without any of that. To be really real with y'all, so I always got to salute that through the backdrop. Um, but truthfully, some of the times I had to really write, I wrote some of the records, man. It was like the ideas, Six in the Chamber came from some Ice T shit, But I was in the backyard in Santa Ana, and I remember a nigga hopped over the fence wearing all red, and it was the wrong fence to hop over. Is the niggas, because he didn't even know, he wasn't even in that kind of lane of being in those scenarios. He was just a foreign nigga with his cousin. Shit popped off. He hopped over a fence, and it's the wrong hood, and it's just, oh man, they did him super dirty. But at the same time, they let him get out of there. That's why I'm saying the old school shit. They ain't really, you didn't really catch one unless you needed to. It's like I mean, I know shit pop all the time, but right now it's like crazy. But back then, 30 years ago, man, like I said, 30 years ago, think about that shit. 30 motherfucking years ago, 1992, October 1992. Shit dropped when fucking Dr. Dre's Chronic album came out, nigga. And I had niggas in Long Beach. I remember my boy Fritz. What was that dude's name? I can't. Oh my god, I can't think of that dude's name right now. I wish I could think about his name right now. That dude used to play. Okay, it'd be Dr. Dre. All that. I ain't known any. I just fill up in him with this one dude. They playing the Chronic. Of course they're playing a Chronic. But lo and behold, right after that, they're playing Grim Reality. And I don't know now motherfucker in this house but this one nigga. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. And that's how I knew. I ran into my homeboy Cisco on the same shit like that. You know, it's like I didn't know the level because you just do the music to do the music and how you feeling with and the frequency you come from with it. And that's where it came from. And it touched niggas on a different shit. Like, like big shout out to everybody who do what we do in my contemporaries and they doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? But this is the how grim reality was derived, yo. So it's like, man, how you gonna reason with a psycho? Definitely. How you gonna reason with a motherfucking psycho? That video shoot, you see me in there with my finger, like with taped up and shit, right? The night before, the chick I'm with decides to flip out and try to stab me. Bitch try to stab me crazy. She did. Stab my shit. My shit is all fucking weirded out. I had a video shoot the next day. I ain't give a fuck. I pulled up with DJ Street. He and his motherfucking big ass. It went. I don't know if it was even his Jeep. I think that was Trinidad's Jeep. That's actually I think it was. Big shout out to Trinidad. Salute my guy. Yeah, man, I had fun. We did that shit in LA too. We did that shit. We did How You Gonna Reason with Psycho in LA. I had a lot of. My brother was with me. My brother DAL. That's my blood brother. My salute to him. He was in his shouts. To everybody that performed in the videos and shit. My nigga Dion Waters. Ill Bill. Salute to Ill Bill. Not the same Ill Bill the rapper, but my dude Ill Bill out there. Man, there was so many people in the video, bro. It's crazy, man. Boogeyman, his sister, she's the one that stabbed me, but I had her in the video. So that tell you where my mind stayed. I'm doing a song called "How You Gonna Reason with a Psycho." Let you know, yeah. All of that was just all of that. So, but it all added up, and it made the whole thing look legit. So it's like that's what's so fucking cool about it, is because the energies that created it, like when I would play this record and I play it, it's funny. Okay, the label that I was fucking with at the time, um, I sent them "How You Gonna Reason with a Psycho," just a single by itself. They ain't even heard the album in its entirety. I spent about 10 grand on that album, just putting back then that was I don't know if that was a lot of money to put in an underground rap record, but 10 grand was pretty, But obviously, you could do that shit in way less now. But that was kind of like it gave the record life. Okay, so not only that, I got that. They did whatever little promotion they could do, whatever budget they could siphon up to put into getting it there. I pretty much sold over 75,000 copies of that shit. That's legit. And that was sometime before SoundScan, because even when SoundScan happened, I was way up in the 50 range. So it was just crazy, that I was able to get a little bit of traction, getting Source magazine, so all kind of little bit of a little bit of things. But back then it's like you're doing horrorcore, bro. You're from the West Coast. The only other motherfucker that did horrorcore was Brother Lynch Hunt. I mean, it was other little ones, man, but it wasn't really like that. I mean, not like the way I was doing it. I don't think anybody still do it the way I do it, and I don't care what anybody say. I know that shit for a motherfucking fact. So, but Grim Reality is a groundbreaking album. If anybody say not, then they're tripping, man. It's like I got so many people from Vinny Paz, from Twisted Insane, and King Gordy. A lot of like a lot of dudes that really understood that, and they all salute the record, bro. And they always like, man, always tell these niggas, get your flowers, nigga, stop playing, whoop de whoop. And I be humble, like, yeah. But nigga, fuck that shit. I'm understanding what the fuck they saying, my nigga. And so it's like that's why I'm on 30-year anniversary. Salute everybody that had to do anything with Grim Reality, anything from the photographer, bro, to check it out. His name was B Plus out of Hollywood. We burnt down a motherfucking building and they wasn't even trying to do it. And it was just during the riots, bro. This is like when shit cracked off after that Rodney King shit. So we trying to set the barrels on fire to give a cool look for that cover. For y'all who remember the cover of the shit. You see that, you like, damn, oh man, that's crazy, bro. They're like crazy, bro. Like this shit is like cool, and then all of a sudden the shit catches on fire. We had to get up out of there because the they was looking for us. It's super crazy, super crazy. But like I say, the making of Grim Reality was so crazy organic. It was like it wasn't nothing that you could ever pinpoint and just say, oh, okay, this was a formula how I got down. It was a lot of a lot of organic shit, man. And it's like none of this shit is like made up at all. Like in no way, shape, or form. It's just all legit shit, bro. It's all legit shit. We was like lucky to get up out of there. But hell, we filmed the video in LA, downtown. We stepped into the store and asked them like how much it's gonna cost. And they was like, I'm walking in with a 9mm, so it could have been all the way went bad. So it's just like factual shit. And it's like the dudes, man, they were just with the shits, bro. It was like it was so cool. They just went along with it, and we was able to do all that, bro. Oh man, yeah, that shit's crazy, man. Like shout outs to all the people involved with the actual production of Grim Reality. I wish I could remember the engineer's name. We were working out there in North Hollywood. I know my boy Boogeyman was on the album. My brother DAL. Shout out to Shakespeare. Shout out to my brothers KMC out of Southern California. KMC's actually the first to me on the West Coast that did what I did but got signed. They got signed to Capitol. They got signed to a major label. I didn't get signed to a major label. Sir Mix-a-Lot was, on the label I was on. He was there before me, Sir Mix-a-Lot. And I think another one, Kid Sensation. Yeah, I think Kid Sensation. He's another dude. But this is all around the time, Grim Reality was birthed around that shit. So it's good to be in the company of those things and stuff like that, man. And like I say, man, to have certain artists globally, not just in the United States, globally know this record, the whole Grim Reality scenario, man. I felt like, let me just give y'all a little bit of a background to it, man, and how, even Insane Poetry's name got even put into the mix or anything like that. How I even got it all started popping, like to get, to be able to do it. Obviously, I can go through and say, hey, I went through all these things and I got here to be Insane Poetry. But really, I really wanted to talk about Grim Reality because it's really about the thought process of October 92. It was released, and it was released during a crazy time, man. And when you listen to the Grim, you hear the reality side, you hear the Grim side. I was living in Southern California, OJ, all that shit was culminated in that record, and it was like so super dope, super ahead of its time, man. And I'm so proud of that record. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, um, I hope you guys support it too. Um, this year, let's get some updates. Let's talk about some updates. What's going on this year? Okay, coming up here in March. I don't know where March, late March, early. But in between, I'll be dropping the vinyl, shit like this, of the original Grim Reality shit, man. Like for real, for real. Oh yeah, shit like that. I'll be dropping the vinyl junk. Let me make sure I get it back in the right perspective. Talk to my homie. Make sure you go to www.gorehop.com, Big Cartel, and grab you a beanie, bro. Grab you some insane poetry gear. It's a 30th anniversary. Go cop something, bro. Real shit. Go get y'all something. Real shit. See this little nigga right here? You can find Death on a Meat Hook, Violent Art 2. No, it's now called the Violent Art, the album, for those who know. Word up. Like I said, March, sometime in March, I can't give you guys dates. Not even going to be able to do that. But I will say this, all the vinyl heads, all the old school dudes that wanted to have the original Grim Reality on vinyl, that shit is finally happening. Be on the lookout for that. I will have a certain set amount of copies. I will, for the people who really want them, they're, you can believe you can get them strictly through me. I will give you all the information the moment they get here. I will do all, like I said, this whole year, you'll be hearing 30th anniversary Grim Reality Insane Poetry. It's gonna go down. I got a new album coming out prior to this called Violent Art, the album. So I'm just saying, I'm just giving you guys preludes and get you guys warmed up to this whole, this good feeling of what I got to present to you and what I've had to present to you for 30 years. And this is and I don't. It's not done without just me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still, I carry, I carry that shit on my back. No question about it. But I still have to shout out my boys, Henry Martinez, aka DJ Street the Crossfade Beast, Michael Wade, aka MD Lyrical Pen. Big salute to them. You know what I'm saying? It's there you can't get to where you get to without having some people in that scenario with you. No matter what the fuck roles they play significant roles because having your mind right and keeping you out of shit is the best way to really do it. Um, getting people hit me up, they saying some things. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a chance to check this shit out. I've been talking because, it's really like I'm trying to. You'll be picking up a vinyl, good looking out. Good looking out, sir. Fuck with you, bad mind, all day. Um, there we go. I need to get one when they come in. Dustin, yeah, you always pick up the shit that I fucks with. Like, for real, though, that's dope. What's up, Josh Smith? Roy Schneider. The story of manic depressive. Okay, let me let y'all know something, man. There's an artist out here. I wish I knew his name off cuff. I should have wrote it down before I did this because I didn't plan to go on him. But what you said is there's a guy who took drawings. He made his own drawings of Simpson characters, his own the Simpson characters, but he did it in the song version I did for my album Grim Reality, Manic Depressive. The song is Manic Depressive. He did a cartoon version of that scenario with the Simpsons. That shit is so fucking fire. Bro, like I said, man, and I'm not even talking about the episode of the shit they have with the horrorcore tree. I'm talking about this nigga drew me this shit and said this is some private shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna show y'all this shit, man. Like, I'm gonna go back and run that shit back on my Instagram. Be sure to go to my shit, my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Go to fuck with my Instagram. Fuck with my Facebook. Fuck with me on it. Okay? Real shit. Fuck with me on my YouTube for real though, because I'm gonna be talking my shit on here, regardless. But on Instagram, Facebook, I'm just I'm you know what it is, man. Uh Crazy, 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 crazy. Salute to all the real ones out there, man. Are you out there grinding? And I don't care if you just started yesterday or you've been doing this shit for 30 years. Man, salute to y'all, bro. There's trials and tribulations in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So Grim Reality is a testament of how, and me sitting here, right here, 30 years later, that, bro, you can still keep doing this shit. You can, the hell, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to stop doing shit. Come on, bro. It's your passion, yo. Oh, you know how we do it. Wota. Yeah. I didn't even think I was going to take this length of time to even explain this, but I figured this was going to be a long one. I only want to keep my videos 15 minutes long, and that's about it, yo. But real talk, man. Grim reality, man. 30th anniversary. Ask guys overseas. My guy in Toronto. I mean, a lot of there's so many different energies that come our way about that record and everything like that. And I salute everybody who supported that and supported Grim Reality. I just wanted to give y'all a little background of the record, give you some. Yo, oh, been out of the loop for a minute, good minute, because life, real shit. Life does that real shit to you, and there ain't nothing new. We know that's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's grim reality. Real shit ain't. Hey, listen, have shit really changed? Think about it. Listen to the album, bro. If you want to do me a really big solid, give me a huge solid. You motherfuckers go to get the digital. This is for digital fucking only for right now. You know what I'm saying? Go to www.bandcamp, B-A-N-D camp.com/ insane poetry and go put something on that grim reality shit. That's gonna help a lot of different things I got going on because I have to film a video. I have to do a lot of things, and I want to put the scenario back into it to show that people, this is how you do it, man. Because you can't really do it relying on labels and on certain levels of it. Obviously I'm on a label, but it is definitely a lot of different um, it's different than you think because when you're on major labels, you owe off the bat. You're gonna always owe. They set it up for you to owe later. You're never on your masters. It's all. That's a whole nother scenario. That I'm gonna not focus on that. I'll talk to you all about that later. This is grim reality, 30th anniversary, but the mind state going into. Yeah, my mind state going into it when I was writing it, I really was just like, I started off just writing some horrorcore shit. I'm like, it wasn't even, if you were to break it down, I was just writing dark, my dark shit, dark poetry. I was just into, what the fuck I was doing. And the records just started coming out really aggressive. I was like, oh shit, okay, word. And then in my mind, I was like, how can I make some real shit out of the energy I did with the first side? So I was like, okay, I'll give you the grim side. Let me give you the reality side of the grim side, and then tie them two together, man. And it's just like, hey, the synergy made that shit crack off, man. And it's like, man, when you're an artist, you kind of try to somewhat try to recapture the lightning in the bottle. I kind of think I try to do that with Faith and Chaos. Faith and Chaos was his own animal. I think it actually was Grim Reality 2.0. To be honest, when I wrote it, I didn't feel like I was trying to do Grim Reality. I think I was just trying to give a newer version of what Grim Reality was in that era because it was so different. But for Grim Reality, it was its own entity. I it was like it was crafted through the spirit of what the fuck I was into. So I I'm blessed to be able to say I'm able to have a 30th anniversary, and it's not just me having a 30th anniversary. It's my boy DJ Streak and my boy MD. He has a 30th, and they all have 30th anniversaries with this shit too. So whether or not I talked to my guy Streaker. I was just in California a little while ago. Me and him, it's all hugs and loves. Talked to him, MD a little while when I was in Cali. It's just different because I don't see him, but I see him. I got to see him. And me, every time we go to California, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna hook up and go have lunch because that's what we do, and we chop it up and all of that. So basically, um, what else happened during that time at Grim Reality? Grim Reality was kind of sort of a sore thumb in hip hop to a certain degree. Let me tell you why. Because people were trying, they were really on Public Enemy, and the medallions and everything like that. And then I'm from the West Coast, and they did gangster shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, if you talked it, you better walk that talk. out there. And I had steppers around me, bro. I had my bro Pope Charlie. I had steppers around me when even when this shit was popping off. You know, I had some steppers around me because back then it was kind of different. You had steppers around you, had steppers in your family. You kind of had you had some real ones. So it was a different vibe for me to, you know, to be from the West Coast. I was actually even prior. I'll discuss this later. I was a DJ for a radio station way even prior to that before I even did this record. So it's like I have a whole long history and shit. But grim reality, bro. I'm just telling you, it was just like it caught people out of left fucking field. No question. There was no record ever done like that record at that time, and I still to this day haven't found a record that makes me feel like niggas was like really on that. So it's like, and I'm cool with that because you know everybody got their own fingerprint for what they do. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know my fingerprint is grim fucking reality. How you gonna reason with a cycle? Is my fucking it's like the Jadakiss. You know, all that shit. It's like that's grim reality is that for me. You know, how you gonna reason with a cycle is that for me? You know. So on that note, it's about getting towards an hour on this bitch. I could go into a whole bunch more shit. I'm gonna go back into some other shit though. That's a good idea. Write a book. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I mean, let me look at some of these posts. See what's up. Talk to these people. Talk to y'all. See what's happening. Salute. What up, Islets? All right, rah rah. You in the building? All right. Is it Vincent Gordon? Okay. I don't have Instagram anymore. I'm locked out. You fucking up. Uh, Roy Sanchez. We need to see that. I know. I need to. Hey, you know what? That's why I'm on here on the YouTube because I'm really trying to fuck with my channel more than anything. To be honest, because I can be more real with y'all on this motherfucker to be truthful. You know, the storytelling on Manic Depressed was so dope. I'm telling you, Manic Depressed is one of my favorite joints I wrote. You know, on that record. You know, Grim Reality, Six in the Chamber. If Rhymes Could Kill, my favorite. Rhymes Could Kill. You know, that was another one. That was the other one. Okay, Joe Cooley did If Rhymes Could Kill, and I think is it Manic Depressant? Yeah, I think it was Manic Depressant. Oh yeah, because the sample actually was some Parliament shit, some old Parliament shit, and yeah, that's how yeah. Oh yeah, that was yep. That was Joe Cooley. Those two records, If Rhymes Could Kill, and and a manic depressive. Big shout out to Joe Cooley, man. He said, salute to my dog forever for life, bro. Yeah, for real, for real. But anyway, um, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to like I said, this is not it. This is just only the beginning. I just wanted to give y'all a little how it went down, how my name came around. Like for real, you know, I carried the torch. You know, Grim Reality was the blueprint. I'll get into other, you know, the other albums and talk about them and other things. But this is actually the manifest of the, you know, the manifest, you know, destiny, the holy grail. Is how you gonna reason with Psycho Grim Reality? That was the holy grail of it, and it's like you know, the OG shit. So it's like, you know, we make records, you know, throughout your career and all of that. And I believe I've made better records than Grim Reality, but the most nostalgic classic is no question, unquestioned, Grim Reality Entertainment. I want to say, hey, do me a favor, hit the like button, smash the like button, fuck with, at least subscribe to my channel. Fuck with me. I'm gonna be doing that shit all the time. I realize I'm at a threshold to where now I can do the shit, and it's all good. I appreciate the love y'all watching. Somebody's the more kicking up, the more I'm gonna do. The more people fucking with me. Salute to y'all. Oh God, yes. Be safe. Love yourself. Go. Make sure you support. Go. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna slow it the fuck down. First of all, I'm still around. Please support what I'm doing. Like, support, comment, whatever. Go to my Facebook. Go to my Instagram. You don't have to have none of that shit. Send me on here. I'll be on here. Um, go to www.gorehopshop.com. And it's just not just insane poetry. You have all LSP members, LSP product, LSP merchandise. We are a small business, real as fuck. We're surviving off y'all love. That's why we spend so much time in the studio trying to make the dopest shit, and that's what create. It's like the attitude that created that. I think that's why I'm with who I'm with, because it's like the energy is the same fucking energy. So it's like that's why I feel comfortable with having my 30th anniversary being celebrated by these guys and the people and the entity and the company that I have around me. So salute, big shouts to LSP and the whole staff and the squad. And you know who, you know the Gorefather, you know Big Ranch, you know the backs. I could keep going, bro. So it is what it is. Big shout to the whole fucking label and staff. So, but like I say, share my shit. You see this, share it. If it's too long for you, cool, I'll chop this bitch up. But really, I just wanted to do this because it's a 30th anniversary. You don't get these, motherfucker. You don't get them. So I got this one. So up for my bros, you already know. I'm gonna carry the torch. I'm gonna carry the torch all the way through, yo. For real. Hey man, I love y'all, man. All my contemporaries, all my dudes that showed me love. Shout out to all y'all, bro. It's like a lot of dudes, bro. I can name a whole bunch. I don't like the name drop because it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? That's just weird shit, man. It's like I fucks with people who fuck with me. That's what it is. So on that note, L's up, insane poetry, grim reality. How you gonna reason with a psycho circa 1992? We are in 2022. Be on the lookout for the new album, Violent Art, the album leading into the vinyl, leading into. I got an acoustic album that's coming out called Andrew Holloman, the Memoirs. You know, man, you guys don't know. Creative destruction. Oh no, not really. I'm not gonna do. I was gonna do creative destruction part two. Fuck that. I'm doing butcher knife music part one. I'm already got like 3 joints already dropped off. That is a mixed. Like I got some shit for this year. I'm doing. You know why? Cause I feel good. I feel good. Salute. Ah, all y'all. L's up. Insane poetry. Bam.